Hello everyone, welcome back to The Budget Sportsman. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. If you've been following my channel for a while, then you may know that over the last year, I've started wearing TrueTimber Camo, specifically in their Strata pattern, and it's got to be one of my favorite camo patterns of all time. So what I want to do today is I want to go through some of the camo that I have here today and show you some of the different pieces so that you can make a decision about what fits into your budget and into your hunting style. Now, if you haven't seen my original video on TrueTimber Camo, I'll leave a link up in the corner and down below. And I would encourage you to go watch that video first because I talk a lot about, in that video, the value proposition of TrueTimber Camo, sort of where I think it falls in the range of other products on the market and the value you get out of it, the quality versus the price that you spend. I also take it out into the woods and show you how well it breaks up my outline in different situations. But I also show you a bunch of gear that I think might be the gear that you would want to start with. The pants, the shirts, the hats, the coats, the jackets, a lot of that. And there's some of that on this table today, but some of this that I'm going to show you today I would consider to be maybe a little bit more advanced, something that you're going to add on later on down the road. But I would encourage you to watch both of these videos before you make a decision about how you want to build out your collection. Now, before I show you the individual pieces, I do want to say a big thank you to TrueTimber and give you guys just the upfront disclosure here. TrueTimber sent me almost all of this gear for free so that I could test it, so I could use it on the channel, and so that I could show all of you. So big thank you to TrueTimber for supporting the channel in that way. Now, I also want to say that I have a hard time remembering all the different model names of the different pieces of gear and the prices, so as I'm talking about it, I'll put that up on screen. Now, let's go ahead and start by talking about this very lightweight zippered hoodie that I'm wearing right now, and I have to give a little bit of an explanation. In the original video, I told you that TrueTimber offers their own line of clothing in their own camo pattern, and that helps to keep the price down, and most of what I'm showing you today, except for one piece, is that way. But I also mentioned that they also license out their camo pattern to other clothing manufacturers, and that's exactly what this piece is. So this piece is not direct from TrueTimber. This is actually from Bass Pro Shop in their REDHEAD brand, but it uses the TrueTimber Camo pattern. In my original video, I mentioned that one of the things I felt was missing from TrueTimber's lineup was just a very lightweight jacket, and that's exactly what this is. I picked it up at Bass Pro Shop, and I feel like it really fills in the gaps in my overall system for a lightweight jacket. It's a full zip, easy to put on and off. I really have been enjoying it. Now, I do want to mention that pretty much everything else, I think without exception, that I have to show you today is in a size large, both tops and bottoms. I'm 6'1", I weigh about 180 pounds, have a 34-35 inch waist. This jacket, however, is in a medium. It's not any too big, but when I tried the large, it just felt a little bit bulky and sloppy, whereas this fits me really nice. I wear it in early archery season. I got good range of motion, nothing's bulky, nothing's hanging off of me, and so I have enjoyed this jacket. Even though it's not direct from TrueTimber, it is in the same camo pattern and just really filled in nicely for a piece that I felt like was missing. All right, from this point on, everything else is direct from TrueTimber, so we just wanted to get that one out of the way. Let's talk now about this quarter zip that I'm wearing. I have to be honest, when I initially pulled this out of the box, I was thinking it was probably one of my least favorite pieces of gear from TrueTimber. It's a very basic fleece quarter zip. It's just a single piece of fleece. There's no lining, there's no zippers down here, just a single chest pocket here, and that's it. And the reason I wasn't a big fan of it is because I tend to like collars that lay down flat, and this one really doesn't, and I don't think it's really designed to. I think it's designed to be, I hate to use the old, it's going to date me, but the turtleneck design, not tight to your neck, but that it comes up, okay? And once I kind of got used to that, this has actually become really just a daily lifestyle piece of clothing. Now, I got that full zip hoodie from Bass Pro Shop that I just showed you before I got this. This would also fill in that sort of lightweight jacket category that I said was missing, and it would work just fine. For me, this is probably going to take more of a lifestyle role in my wardrobe as far as I wear it in my office, I wear it when I'm going to town, wear it around the house, and it's probably going to take a bigger role in lifestyle clothing than it is in my hunting lineup, although it would certainly fit there just fine as well. And this is just the simple fleece quarter zip. Next up is this awesome shirt, and this is going to become really a key piece of gear for me in the upcoming turkey season. As you can see, it has a built-in hoodie and a built-in face mask. Now, last year I used a face mask from TrueTimber, and it was fine. It was basically the equivalent of what's on the top of this shirt, just without the shirt. But I found that when I pull it down off my head, it would get twisted. This one doesn't do that. You always have your mask right there ready to go. and always have a hoodie if you feel like you need it. Now, I found that you can either put your hat on top of the hoodie, and that kind of holds things in place, or if you're like me and you're wearing a hat all the time, you can just kind of pull that up over your hat and it works great. This is a nice lightweight material. This would also make a great thing, you know, if you just wanted something to block the sun, if you were maybe out fishing or something like that. And one other unique feature here is it does have a little pocket over here. I guess you could put your phone or whatever in it, but that is the only pocket on the shirt. But again, this is going to be a key piece for me in the upcoming turkey season. Next up is another quarter zip. Now this is way different than the first quarter zip I showed you. That was just a super lightweight fleece. This is a heavy jacket. If I lift it up, you can probably see that there is some really nice heavy fleece. Not quite as high pile and lofty and fluffy as the high pile fleece hoodie I showed you in the last video, but overall, this is very warm. I'm getting warm wearing it, just showing it to you right now. It's really nice. It's got a muff spot down here, basically a pass-through pocket where you can put hand warmers in there, put your hands in there. There's some really nice fleece in there. It also has what I would call a kangaroo pocket. It zippers from the top here and down in, pretty nice deep pocket. And then inside of there, it's going to be hard to see, but there's also two smaller divider pockets as well. Be great to put your phone, or if you want to keep your candy bar really close, you could do that as well. Now on the sides, it has these zippers that come up all the way to here, and I find that if you're using this and you're pulling it over other hoodies and over other jackets and sweatshirts, it helps to open those zippers up to be able to pull it on, and then you can zip them up if you want heat, or you could open them up if you need to regulate your heat a little bit if you're getting too warm. Now I wanted to point out to you that this jacket actually fits me quite large. It is a size large, and a lot of times the TrueTimber gear fits me great in a size large, but this is pretty big. And originally I got it thinking it would make a great mid-layer. I'm going to put it on over my base layers and then put a heavy jacket on over top of it, and it's going to be a great fleecy, warm mid-layer. But it just fits a little bit too big to be used in that application. And then I started looking at it and realizing that this is probably intended and designed to be used as an outer layer. And one of the ways that I know that is right back here, it actually has a spot for your license holder if your state requires that. So obviously it was designed as an outer layer. And as such, it's got a nice, soft, fleecy design. It has these nice thumb hole things if you want to do that while you're keep your hands warm. Obviously, this is really designed to be an outer layer, and as such, I think it's going to work fine, and it's sized accordingly. That's why it's a little bit bigger. However, if you wanted to use it like I was originally thinking as a mid layer, you might want to consider ordering it in a size smaller than you normally would. All right, so if you're an avid outdoorsman, sooner or later you're either going to make plans to be outside when it rains, or you're just going to end up getting caught in the rain. And TrueTimber offers a really nice set of packable rain gear. If I remember correctly, it's called the HYTREK packable rain gear. And what I have is a pair of pants and a jacket, and you can see they pack down really small. In fact, I can squish that down even smaller. So if you just want something to throw in the bottom of your pack in case of an emergency, this is an awesome kit. And as you can see, they pack into their own pockets. Let me pull them out and show you. All right, so here's the packable jacket. You can see that it again has sort of that kangaroo style pouch, and this is the pocket that the whole jacket actually zips into, but it also has two pockets right here on either side that are zippered. Really nice hood, comes all the way up. Gonna cover the bill of your hat if you need it to. It's got cinches on either side here that are gonna pull everything nice and tight. Sorry for the microphone. But you can pull it all up nice and tight around your face. This is a great set. It's got nice, really just thin cuff elastic here around the edges to keep everything nice and dry on your arms. Okay, so if I put the pants on, you won't be able to see them anyway, so I'll just show them to you here. They do have a really nice elastic to them with a draw cord cinch here on the front. They do have a pocket on both sides, but no pockets on the back or down on the legs. And then they do have a nice, about knee-high zipper that you can unzip if you want to try to slip these on over your boots. Overall, this is a really nice, compact, packable set of rain gear that is going to be with me on a lot of hunts going forward, and probably even going to go with me on a lot of fishing trips as well. I took these out one day in an absolute pouring rain just to test them out, and I stayed absolutely bone dry. I'm really quite impressed with this packable gear from TrueTimber. All right, so up next on the table, I have two different sets of jacket and pant combos, and both of these are insulated with down. Now, as an eastern whitetail hunter, down has never been a part of my clothing system. However, as I've been getting involved in some backpacking, I've determined that down is an excellent insulator for very little bulk and weight, and it's really popular in backpacking. And so I was kind of surprised to see that TrueTimber offers some two different options, but two different really great options for some down clothing that should give some really good insulation. And I'm going to compare the two so that you can figure out which one might be right for you. The first one here, I believe it's part of their Pulse lineup. I think it's called the WINDDANCE set. And this is what they call their packable down set. Okay, this is the jacket and the pants. And just like the rain gear, they pack into their own pockets. They are very compact. You can even pack them down even more than what they are right now. You can really squish this stuff down into a very small space, and they're very light. I didn't weigh the pants. The jacket weighs right about 1 pound for a really nice jacket. Again, they pack into their own pockets. Let me pull them out and show them to you. All right, so here's that WINDDANCE down jacket. And I have to say, the very first time I put it on, I was just really impressed. This is a really nice, lightweight, very comfortable packable down jacket that fits really quite nicely. It has 3 pockets, one on each side here. The left side is the one where the whole jacket packs into, and that side has sort of a reversible zipper that can flip around so that when it's inside out and everything's tucked inside of itself, you can still work that zipper. So one pocket on each side, and then it also has a chest pocket up here. It also has a spot up here on the collar where there's a zipper, and you can actually take the whole hood and tuck it down inside of the collar if you want to. Now, you might not be able to see it on camera, but it also has a pass-through for a tree stand safety harness. This jacket, weighing just right at 1 pound, is really awesome, and it is warm. I'm getting pretty warm already just wearing it in here while I've had it on just for a minute making a video. Let's take a look at the pants as well. The pants match the set, and pretty simple design. They just have a pocket on each side here. There are no belt loops and no cinch to this at all, but it is a pretty good stretchy elastic. And so I found I just slipped these on over my other pair of pants and the elastic did their job. There's not a lot of weight to them to pull them down. There's no back pocket, there's no side pocket on the legs, but there is a zipper here that comes up maybe not quite knee high if you want to try to slip these on over your boots. Now, one thing I did forget to mention about the WINDDANCE down pants here is that in the front pocket here, they do also have a little Velcro flap. You can undo that flap, and now you have access to your inner layer of pants, basically all the way through this pair of pants. If you need to get something to in your pockets, that's on your inner layer of pants. Really nice touch. Overall, I am really, really impressed with this WINDDANCE down jacket and pants set. This is going to be a great option. Now, there's only really, to me, one downside of this setup, and that is that the material is fairly noisy. This is a very lightweight, thin material. That's what allows it to be packable, but it does have sort of that swishy, noisy sound. You can determine whether that's going to be a big deal for you or not. I mean, I think I could probably draw a bow without making too much noise, but you just never know when you're going to move the wrong way and it's going to make some noise. Again, you can decide how you're going to use it, whether it's going to be an outer layer or a mid layer. I just wanted to point out one of the disadvantages, and then that also leads me to the second set in which TrueTimber has solved that problem and taken away that disadvantage. All right, so what I'm wearing now is the TrueSuede version of the down jacket. Now, what you're going to notice right off the bat is that it doesn't have that silky, swishy sounding material. This is a very soft to the touch, very quiet sounding material. It's advertised as being the bow hunter's dream. Now, the other thing I noticed about this jacket right off the bat is that it does tend to fit just a little bit bigger than the Wind Pulse or the WINDDANCE jacket does. And it fits great over mid layers. Both of them fit well. This one just feels like it has a little bit more room for layers underneath. This jacket also has 2 pockets right here on either side. It also has a chest pocket. It does have a hood, although the hood is removable. I've zipped it off at this point. One thing that's interesting to note is even though it's advertised as being the bow hunter's dream, it does not have the tree stand safety harness pass-through like the other set did. So when we move to the pants, these pants are a little bit heavier than the packable set of down, and they do have belt loops. And you're gonna need those because I've worn these without a belt, just putting them on over another pair of pants, and because of the weight, they tend to sort of want to slip down and slide down. Now, these pants are a little bit different. They do have pockets on the front, but they also have a zippered pass-through, just like the other pants had a pass-through. These do as well. These are just zippered rather than the Velcro. They also have pockets on the back as well. These are zippered, and the zippers almost just blend right in. You can hardly even see them. And then on both sides, you do have a pocket here. These are buttoned pockets with a flap over them. And then again, you have the zipper that comes up maybe about knee-high if you want to put them on over your boots. So what's the disadvantage of this set over the first set that I showed you? Well, this set, because of the thicker material, is not as packable. And notice I said as packable. You're never going to fit these into their own pocket. They're not designed to do that, and it just never is going to happen. However, when you look at these pants, you can certainly get those down to a fairly compact size. In rifle season, I took both the pants and the jacket and I stuffed them into a backpack, so that way when I was hiking, I didn't have to wear them, but when I got where I was going, I'd have some extra insulation. Let me show you with the jacket as well. So you can see that the TRUESUEDE version of the down jacket and pants, it is packable. It's really not bad, and it's just not going to be as lightweight or nearly as packable as the Pulse WINDDANCE set that I have over here. So I just want to take a minute here to sort of address which set of down I think might be right for you. If you're somebody who does a lot of hiking and maybe sitting for short periods of time where you really want something packable, something lightweight, then the WINDDANCE set is going to probably be right for you. You can pack it in your backpack. It's not going to take much room, not going to take much weight, and you can put it on to give you some extra warmth where you're going. For that reason, I do think it ends up being a very versatile set because it is so packable and so light if you need to use it in that kind of environment. However, if the sound does bother you and you are worried about that, maybe if you're a tree stand hunter, then certainly something like this in the Pulse Adrenaline I think could be a great asset and a great piece of kit to add to your clothing system. If you're looking for a packable set, this will pack. It just simply will not pack as good as the other one. No matter which way you go, I don't think you can go wrong because you're getting a nice amount of insulation for a relatively low weight and space in your bag. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helps you make an informed buying decision if you're interested in buying any TrueTimber camo. If you are, I would ask you to do me a big favor. Go in the description below and find the link for TrueTimber camo. It won't cost you anything extra, but it does give me a small commission that helps to support the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, remember to get off YouTube and get outdoors into God's great creation.